All right. Well, welcome to Activation Nation. We are excited to be here with you all today. I have special guests with me today, Bryce and Hannah Brouwer. I'm thrilled to be talking to them, and we have some really fun things to be chatting about today. Bryce and Hannah, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be a part of it.
Thanks. Well, and I should mention too, because we might have even a couple other special guests that might join in a little. Bryce and Hannah, who might our special guests be that they might hear a little bit from?
We have 2 little toddlers, activated toddlers. They are 3 and 2, and we had a little bit of a mishap with a babysitter that had to cancel on us last minute, and so they are joining with us. So their names are Beckham and Hollins, a 3-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl.
We love it. We're excited to have them with us today. So we might hear a little from them. So that's exciting. We're always up for the unexpected. Well, thanks again for being here. And I want to just jump in. Bryce and Hannah, this is the first time that we have ever had you two on the podcast. And so I want to just have you guys share a tiny bit, kind of maybe a little history or a little bit about your story with LifeVantage, just to kind of where you came from. How long have you been with us? What motivates you, or what got you started here with LifeVantage? If you don't mind just sharing a little bit of backstory with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So my background is in Western medicine. I'm a registered nurse, and about 9 years ago, my mom actually owns a senior living home, and she was finding a new doctor and wanted a more holistic approach, and so she found Dr. Hyde, who was just getting back from visiting a colleague of his in Hawaii, and he shared about activation with her because the colleague of his he was visiting was a PT in Hawaii who has been incorporating activation into his practice. Sorry. The 2-year-old is trying to call up my leg right now. But so she learned about it through him, and so she tried back 9 years ago telling me about it, and maybe it was my pride. I'll be the first to say it was probably a little bit of my pride, and I was like, supplements can't do this, Mom. This doesn't make any sense. And so I was very skeptical and unwilling to take a look at it.
Yeah.
But she, thank goodness, she was willing to look into it, to listen to him, and to start kind of combing through the studies herself. And then she got, after about 8 months of studying, and 4 months of being on the products herself, she reached out to all the families at her nursing home, her senior living home, and she started incorporating it into the products, or the products into the patient care with family consent. And she pays for all of the residents to be activated on her own dime.
Oh, wow.
And so that caught my attention, but I was still very skeptical. And then fast forward, I had a mutual patient really just defy odds in his health that he had no business defying. And that caught my attention. And I was like, I've got to know, what are you doing? So I started studying it. My husband and I started taking the products, and radical things in our health just started shifting. And so that's what kind of got my attention. And then after, our son is 3 and he's the oldest. And once I was 6 months postpartum, I felt like I kind of had the bandwidth to share. So I've been a consultant since I think 2017, but I actually started working in March of 2024.
Okay. And then Bryce, where did you step into this? Or
Yeah. So for me, it was actually really interesting. I don't come from the health side of things, the health field, and really just kind of stepped in and encouraged Hannah. It was something that she talked about since we got married, and she always wanted to start. And I was always for it, but never came from that field and didn't have any interest in it. And it wasn't until my job at the time, I was in R&D for a food manufacturing company, and I was on a plane 2 days after our son was born and was gone for roughly a week. And yeah, it just kind of got to be a lot to where we didn't want to raise a family that way. And so I took a position closer to home in order to try and help with that. and wasn't super excited about it, but it's what our family needed because at the time it was a really good job and really good pay, and so I just kind of was like, how do we supplement that with getting something that's closer to home?
Yeah.
Um, and then it wasn't, or when I took my new position now, Hannah went to Nashville shortly after that. She caught the vision and really started moving with everything. And I was just supportive of it and wanted to see her thrive in it and knew that it would be something that made her happy. So I just encouraged her and tried to help as much as I could. And then the whole family went out to Kansas City. And that was where I fell in love with the people, in love with the products, in love with the company, and just the atmosphere that LifeVantage brings. And so ever since then,
Oh,
it's been a nonstop pursuit for both of us.
nice. And so it's something that you guys have just kind of combined and worked together. Because I know, Bryce, you mentioned you still work and have a job outside of LifeVantage.
Yeah.
And so it's maybe a little bit part-time for you, but a little more on the full-time side for Hannah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
we both attack it from. It's kind of nice in some ways,
Uh-huh.
um, because I still get to be out with people while she's home with the kids,
Yeah.
and get to just share how it's helped our family. And through that, it's helped. And then I come home and be with the kids while she goes out. So
Very cool. I love how that works. Yeah, figuring out some balance with it, right?
yeah.
That's really cool. Well, let's jump into, I mean, first of all, I have to tell both of you a huge congratulations. So let's start with that. And Hannah and Bryce qualified for our Club Fastlane and Q3 mini trip incentive that we launched January 1st, or sorry, July 1st. And in the month of July. Now, I know we had some little qualifications that happened during the month of June, and that played into where you guys were at. But tell us a little about that, and congratulations. They qualified in 1 month. 30 days, everyone. I wanna point that out, and this is something that is a 3-month qualification, and so for the month of July, August, and September, you guys did that in 1 month.
Yeah. So
Well, first of all, thank you
That's
so
amazing.
much.
I don't
sorry.
I don't know if you just noticed I just wanted to pause a little because that's a really cool thing.
No, the kids from both sides.
We have a little kitty cat. He's trying to be a kitty cat, so we're trying to do both. But thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
When we heard and it was first announced about Club Fastlane, and we didn't really know all the qualification period, like what it would entail. We
Mhm.
just knew that we wanted to be part of it, and so we went to our team and talked about it to them. And one of my best friends is on our team. And so I went to her and to her team and I was like, guys, this is what LifeVantage just announced. What do you guys think about it? And immediately we're all like, yep, we're going to do it. We're all going to be in it together. Whatever. We're going to strategize. We're going to host a bunch of ladies nights. We're going to do like, how can we get there? How can we share the products? How can we make the change? Because in making the change helps us on the back end as well. And so we just started running and we all hit Club Vaseline together and we all qualified in that month with the 400 SV, new SV.
Mhm.
And then we had at the virtual event, we had the watch party, right?
Mhm.
And then you guys announced Mexico. And we were like, we want to travel. We
And
have
you went, "Oh, okay. Yes."
yes. We were like,
Before, now I'm really in.
exactly. Exactly. I'm like, so I don't know what this entails, but I know it gives us an upper hand.
Yeah.
And so we are extremely ecstatic to not just qualify, but for a lot of our teammates as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So tell me, you mentioned that when we announced in June, we talked about okay, if you hit the 400 SV or earn the shoes, we didn't say what, but we said it's going to give you an advantage. If you do these two things, it's going to put you in the running for the incentive that's going to start in July, but you didn't know what that incentive was.
No, we did not.
But everyone was still in and excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen enough within now. Granted, that was only between April, like Nashville and Kansas City, but we've both seen enough within LifeVantage to know that like LifeVantage does it right.
They take care of you well.
And they take care of you. So, and plus we were also coming off of Grow Summit. So like we got to see on firsthand, like between um, talking with Brandon Cunningham and Erica Dale, and then seeing everybody else that was in Grow Summit with us, like we just knew that we were excited to be a part of whatever it was, whenever it was, and however it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. So you mentioned that you kind of got together as a team and decided, hey, we want to run for this. We want to do this. How many, if you know, or how many do you think team members did you have, number one, hit that 400 SV in June, or the shoes?
Ooh, so we actually had one of our teammates qualify for the shoes.
Nice.
And so she actually was with us in Utah for Global.
Okay.
And as soon as that was announced, she's an artist and she like paints shoes and stuff. And so as soon as that was announced, we just like looked at each other and we're like, you have to hit that. It's just non-negotiable. And then we had an additional four or five of our teammates qualify with that 400 SV and hit Club Fastlane.
Nice. That's amazing. So you guys weren't doing it just by yourselves?
No.
We,
Do you
I think, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, looking back on it, because here we are, we're starting out September, and so you've had kind of a month of like, okay, that happened in July, and I'm sure you guys have still been pushing and doing all the things during the month of August. But do you feel like that was crucial or played a huge part for you in qualifying so quickly or having such a successful month in July?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we just had after all of that, we had just the whole attention of the team, and it just helped everybody's vision that much more, if that makes sense, to be able to push and strive to be the best of themselves. I think like we were really encouraging our whole team to just be uh, to just be themselves, obviously, but like push for goals. So that's where we started writing out everybody's goals of what it took after Mexico was announced. We wrote out everybody's goals of like, hey, this is what you need to hit in order to come with us to Mexico. And it wasn't a if we go to Mexico, it wasn't an if we do this, it was no, we're going to Mexico. Here's how we're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of leads into, actually, I would love for you to share a little bit of what were some of the things specifically that you and the team did to make that happen? So, like, what were some of the things that you guys kind of put into place or action things that you did to make it happen? Because as we all know, it's so important to have goals. It's so important to, shoot for the stars, to have things in mind, but you also have to then do something, right? We can't just set goals and then cross our fingers and hope that they'll happen. And so, yeah, what were some of the things that you guys put in place personally and also as a team to make that happen in July?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Actually, we did several things. I think it would be easy to say that it was just one thing, but we did several things.
Yeah.
So one of that being like we all kind of set out and we have like a personal tracker. So working on ourselves, working on like learning about the products, working on obviously sharing activation is the biggest component. And so our team just kind of took the approach and always really has of the more people we can impact, the more people we can help, and we lead by giving, then we can leave our hands out open to receive because we just trust that that will happen. And so at first we just all kind of started talking about how many people can we help? Like we kind of looked at our list, if you will, and started making events. Like, what do you think this person would need from us? How could we impact that person's life the best? Would it be through a class? Would it be through a one-on-one? Would it be through a phone call? Would it be through a ladies' night? How does that person need to receive from us? And we kind of went through that, and we ended up doing a lot of ladies' nights. That was a big hit, was inviting to a ladies' night. So we did like a women's wellness Wednesday or women wellness. We didn't call it that. I actually got that was from Tara Wilson. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys just did that without even really saying what it was, but that's essentially what you did." And so now we're going to coin that term. Thanks, Tara. But that's what we did, is we just started inviting people and sharing with, what does this person need from us? And then we just kind of continued on from there.
Yeah. And I'm hearing you say a lot like, this is what we did. So you did it really together as a team.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's really cool. Well, the other thing that I heard is, or that really stood out to me, is that you were keeping in mind or really focusing on, how can I help someone else, and what can I do to fulfill the needs that they have? And it sounds like that's really the approach that you guys took.
We did. And not even just from a customer standpoint or from a future consultant standpoint, but from our team. Like, as the leaders of our team, Bryce and I sat down and said, like, what do our teammates need from us? And I hate the word downline, but like, what do they need from us? How can we show up and better help them, make them more successful, and bring them along with us to Mexico? Because we don't want to do something that they're not included in.
Yeah. Like, we don't want to go by ourselves. We want
we don't want to go by ourselves. We want to go with our best friends and our team.
Absolutely. I love that. So, okay. So not only, I love everything that you're sharing, because number one, I think that, we have amazing products. We have so much to share and to give, right? And to be able to serve and help people. But we also, you guys also have really busy lives, and you have, as we're doing this, like I said, a little unconventionally today, but that's just how it goes. And that's probably the thing I love more than anything about this business, is that it can be done in so many ways. It's a family thing, and you guys are doing it with the kids there, and I love that. But it also was, I just have to point out, it was also during the month of July. Now, I I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like maybe next to December, the month of July is probably one of the busiest months for most people. You've got kids out of school, vacations, holidays, all the things happening, it seems like, during that month. And so you were doing this, I'm guessing, along with all these other things that you probably had happening in your lives.
Yeah, we
All within that month. How did that look for you guys?
It was so chaotic. But
it was busy for sure.
It was really busy. I mean, we didn't let it slow us down in how we brought just the energy to the team, how we scheduled different classes, different meetings, different coffees, different trainings. We kind of looked at the time that it was supposed to be slowest and said, okay, if we can push, now granted we had the incentive and everything too, but if we can really push through this, how much more can we make the rest of the year that much better for us? We can really set our goals even higher in the times where business is supposed to be good. And really kind of take our goal of I I say this because like Hannah and I are two completely different people when it
couldn't
comes
be
to
more
goal
opposite.
setting. It's so like, I shoot for the stars and I'm okay if I don't make them, right? And
Sure.
Hannah's more of like the realistic, let's hone you back in, Bryce. And
I like it.
so when
Very
when
much
it
so.
comes to it, to me, it's like, okay, if I really want to say hit EC1 by the end of this year, and
Mhm.
Hannah looks at that and shrieks, that's where I took it as a challenge. I took it more as a challenge to be able to push ourselves, push our teams, and even when it comes into the times, the moments of chaos,
Mhm.
um, you just got to roll with the punches. And
Well, I think we also we speak a lot about our team, but what I love about LifeVantage community is it really is sideline. It's all line, it's upline, downline, sideline.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking about Club Fastlane and when that was announced, we wanted to obviously hit it. We wanted to work our butts off. And we had a conversation with a colleague of ours. Her name's Angie Huntley. And her and Bryce were talking back and forth. And I was just kind of sitting there like, oh my gosh, this sounds so hard. Like, guys, it's July. Like, I'll be the first to admit, I was like, it's like the new December, kind of like what you said, Mindy. Like, this is hard as heck.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can do this. And Angie and Bryce were just talking back and forth. And they said a couple things that really just kind of got my attention. And they kept talking about it's never going to be the perfect time. If you wait for the perfect time to happen, that will never come. So now is the next best thing.
Yeah.
And so we set the events anyways. We said, you know what, we're gonna show up for our team. We want this. We know they want this.
Mhm.
So I mean, and not everybody on our team was like, I'm gonna do it, but a number of them said, yes, we want to do it too. And so we held the trainings, we held the ladies' nights and the classes and the what we call nutrigenomic activation classes.
Mhm.
And we held it all. And we just kind of put it out there and said, we know it's a busy month. If you would like to come, and we posted it anyways, we invited anyways, and we let the outcomes be the outcomes. And I'm gonna the first one, we probably had a couple people, and sometimes we had a class of 8, and one time we had a class of 1, but we still showed up for that one person in front of us. And then the next time it was like 20.
Mm.
And the next time it was like 39. And like we just continue to show up no matter how many people came, no
Yeah.
matter how many consultants showed up for the training or how many prospects showed up to learn.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Well, and, I love seeing the vision. That's such a it sounds to me like too, like, Bryce, from what you said, is you were looking at the big picture, kind of beyond this incentive even. And
yes.
so it was very much of, okay, this is really fun. This is something that we would love to shoot for and achieve and get to, win a trip and do that. But what I'm hearing you say is, but this is going to then set us up for the rest of the year and help us drive what your bigger vision is of that EC1 by the end of the year. And I'm guessing, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, both of you, but I'm guessing you probably also are thinking of that executive destination trip a little bit.
Oh, do we have an
Absolutely.
executive nation? Oh, I didn't know.
I
No.
mean, that's okay. So, it's an okay place to go and visit.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Beckham just started crying, so we're
Oh,
trying to.
shoot. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, absolutely. I think so. Hannah, a long time ago, she was part of um, another mission group that was actually stationed in Thailand, and she was out there for, I think it was like 8 or 9 months, and absolutely fell in love with the people and the land, and really, really just grew to love the area. And so when they announced Thailand at Global, I just looked over at her and she already had tears in her eyes of just like, oh my gosh, I want to go back. And me being the husband and visionary and just kind of the crazy goal setter of both of us, I was like, okay, we need to make this happen.
Yeah.
So, and so, yeah, it was definitely a vision of I need, we need, we need to hit EC1 before the end of the year. And this is a perfect time to really test and try us in what a slow time could actually be. And
Yeah.
I just kind of, I'm more of the challenge and risk taker. And so, I was trying to help her on the back end of how we could set up different things in order to challenge ourselves of who we reached out to and how many people we brought. And,
You're
all
definitely a numbers guy.
yeah. So that's where I come into play on all of a lot of this is, hey, if we really can push ourselves to do this summer,
Yeah.
it's going to be that much better in the spring, or sorry, into the fall and into the winter. If we can do this in the summer, the winter's going to be a piece of cake.
You got December. You
So
got If you can do it in July, you can do it any month, right?
absolutely. That's what I'm carrying. So
Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing. And I want to just touch on one just really quick last thing. So here we are, the 1st of September. We have almost exactly 30 days left of this incentive. Is there any just last thing that you would like to leave with our listeners of a tip, any advice of if they are on the fence feeling those feelings of, "Oh my gosh, I can't do this
Yeah.
in 30 days, and it's almost here we are at the finish line." What would you say to them?
Well, for me, if I tell myself I can't, I won't. I
Mhm.
won't. Like if it's first of all, it's a mental battle. So when you can break that down and just put it into, first of all, I can do everything if I just start. Like you just have to start. That's the biggest thing, right? Like some people will say, I'm going to work out today, but the hardest part is putting on your tennis shoes and getting out of the door. And so I think just focusing on just starting, and just starting meaning like who around you can you help? Who do you need to follow up with? Who is your sorry, my 2-year-old is climbing on my lap. Who needs to know about activation? And just focusing on that one person, that next person. And that next person, it just kind of snowballs into, okay, that person's done. And then celebrate, yes, but continue moving. Like
Mhm.
celebrate in the fact that there is one more person activated and helped. And their lives are going to change for the better because their health and wellness is going to change. But then um, also, I used to be scared to lead with the business or to even kind of acknowledge the business. I don't know for what reason, but I think we all have been there at some point. And just to get that out of the way and lead with, wait a second, this can help so many people. But I need to be willing to share it. And so getting over my own pride, getting over my own self, and just saying, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I've got to let go of what people think of me
Mhm.
and what I think of myself, because what matters is the person in front of me
Mhm.
and what they need. And I have to let it be their decision. And so we just showed up with, you know what, no matter what the outcome is, I'm going to show up for myself and I'm going to show up for my family and I'm going to show up for those around me, whether that is as a customer or as a future consultant.
Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. What about you, Bryce? Any advice?
For me, I would say the biggest thing is to write down your goals and then track them
Mm.
because for me, I am very much
That's good.
if I don't write it down, then it's kind of stuff that just falls to the wayside.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And then I took a journal that I had for work and everything else, and I actually wrote in there. I put, this is the day that this journal is being used for professional use towards LifeVantage or GoPro. I'm a big Eric Worre fan, so um, so like I listen to a lot of his stuff for encouragement. But when it comes down to it, is make sure that you track down your goals. What are your goals for the day, for the week, for the month, and actually start checking those off because that'll mentally give you the satisfaction of like, okay, I'm not just kind of sitting and letting things go idly by. Because at the end of the day, you're the person that has to come back to what you said you were going to do. And I hate failing myself. So if it
That's
comes
good.
down to that is, hey,
Yeah.
write it down, check it off.
Because what you don't track, you can't measure.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
love it. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And more importantly, thank you for joining us with the craziness that I know that you guys have going on and with little ones and all the things. But I love that you were able to hop on and still chat with us and share some of the things that you did. And huge congratulations. And I
Thank you. And our pleasure.
absolutely
Thank you
I
for being
absolutely
flexible.
am yeah, so excited and fully plan on seeing both of you, in Thailand and at
Gonna
that
do it.
run. I love it.
Yes, we will.
So thank you, and thanks for letting our special guest join. Uh,
Thank you for letting them join.
of
Our
course,
apologies
anytime.
for how they joined.
We love it. It's a family affair, like I said. So, we have a great community and great culture here. So, anyone is welcome at all times. So, thank you, and hopefully, we will be talking to you very soon and talking to you about all of the plans that you have for your upcoming Thailand trip.
Absolutely. We look forward to that.
All right. Well, thanks again. Congrats to you and to your team for all they've accomplished. And we are thrilled to be rounding up this month. We've got 30 days left of this incentive, and we can't wait to just absolutely blow the numbers out of the water of what we expected to those that will join us in Mexico. So let's hit the ground running for this month and surprise everyone with the outrageous numbers that we have. Thanks, everyone. We will see you again on our Activation Nation. Have a great week. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information.